Hello, everybody. This is Chris Barron for the 27th of September 2020. How are you guys? Let's have some fun. We're gonna spend 1 minute just in case someone else is gonna join in because this is gonna be basically a story. We're gonna talk about some web design and basically I'm gonna show you a few examples. I'm gonna show you what actually makes a great website, and I'm actually gonna tell you why that's important because I think loads of people forget why that's an important thing. So we're gonna wait 1 more minute just in case someone else is gonna join the voice chat. I know this week we didn't have a weekly design competition, but hopefully I'm gonna get some ideas and we're gonna go through that. What I've been doing these past couple of days, actually past couple of weeks, I've actually went ahead and did loads of shoots for my products. These are all edited in Photoshop and I'm really happy with how they turned out. So as you can see, I'm really excited about how they turned out. Actually, I'll probably gonna do an update regarding Ultimate Photoshop training where I'm gonna show you how exactly I go from something that looks really bland and boring with washed out colors to something that looks like this. So be on the lookout for that, especially since CC 2021 is going to be announced fairly soon. Now again, we're going to talk about web design today, and I'm going to show you what's what. Now let's jump straight into it by looking at this specific design. So this was submitted in the Discord chat, and someone asked for a review. Now just quickly looking at it, this seems pretty solid, right? This seems pretty good. And now obviously the next question is, okay, if it's good, how can we make it great? And that's a complicated question, and hopefully I'm gonna be able to show you what makes a great website by looking at these, but also by looking at looking at other things. So let's quickly have a quick look here. Again, the hero area is pretty decent, basic. This top bar fairly okay. Overall, you would say that, you know, this looks pretty okay. I would say a 7 out of 10, right? There's too much empty space here at the bottom, too much empty space here at the top. There's no call to action, so that's not that great. Again, no call to action here. It's not something that's immediately evident regarding what should we do as visitors. This part right here, it's a bit too busy, I would say. You know, the icons are pretty okay, but this is from a different pack. The same thing regarding here. So various small little things, but nothing that really screams, okay, this is horrible, this is terrible, right? Now let's see some actual great designs, right? And we're gonna start with this one, which I found, you know, just by Googling something really fast. You know, it took me 10 seconds, so it's not really something that's well prepared in advance. And immediately you can see the animation. You can see there's a lot of movement, and this thing really catches your eye. Now, that in itself, you may say, okay, Chris, but I have no idea how I'm supposed to do that in Photoshop. How the hell am I supposed to do these animations, which are probably done in After Effects or whatever? And you're missing the point. That's not actually what makes this website great. It's a part of it, but here's why. Because this is body moving solutions, personalized animated videos at scale. So this is the key here. The call to action right here, watch video, obviously makes a whole lot of sense because this is something really visual. This is a visual product. So if you're the creator, if you're the owner of this website, you have to convey what you're selling through all possible ways, right? Through your messaging, through your actual text, through your actual copy, sorry about that. And obviously the whole thing, the entire set of graphics, animations and whatnot. So because you have all this movement in the background, your mind immediately goes towards that area regarding videos and whatnot. So this is why this actually makes a whole lot of sense, because this movement is in tune with the video, right? This is in tune with animation. So it just goes hand in hand. Here we have some movement as well. So because there's movement everywhere, you immediately know what this is about. You immediately get a sense. You may not know, precisely what this is about, but you do know it's something regarding animations, right? And this makes so much sense, right? So moving across the entire website, you can see this motif basically come across in various different shapes and sizes, right? And again, this is beautiful and it's well built, not just because the animations really catch your eye, but because again it makes sense for this specific product. This is what they offer, and because this is what they offer, they want to show off as much as possible, right? And obviously, you know, this grid of products is beautiful because the images are nice and bright and whatnot. But again, the main thing right here is the fact that movement, you know, is embedded into every single thing. And because movement is basically an integral part of their product, this makes a whole lot of sense. Now, on the other side, we have this type of website, right? And now this type of website, when you scroll down, you get this type of effect. And again, you may say, okay, Chris, but how the hell am I supposed to create such a website? I mean, in Photoshop, this is nearly impossible, right? Especially if this is for the client on 99 Designs or whatever. And again, what you're missing here, what I think that you're missing here, this website is beautiful, not just because of these photos and this color overlay. It's not that. It has an air of sophistication, and that's done through this serif font, through its elegance, through its loads of negative space, because as you can see, there's a whole bunch of empty room here, but it makes sense considering we have a 300 SL in the background, right? And moving on down again, we have only what, 8 lines of text, 9 lines of text here. And again, every single headline is so sophisticated, it's so elegant, it's beautiful. This part right here on the left side, again, nice touches. So overall, this is what makes this website beautiful. This is what makes it special. The fact that everything that you see here creates an atmosphere that's in tune to the product. This is something very high-end. This is for people who are willing to spend from $100,000 on upwards, right? So 6 figures for the car. So because of that, you have to create a sense of sophistication, of upscale. And this website does exactly that. So this is how you move from decent to great. You make sure that every single thing that you do creates an atmosphere, and you tell a story, even if, you know, even if you don't know how to read, right? Because at the end of the day, it really doesn't matter what it says here. The fact that, you know, coach work restorations or whatever, the fact that this is in tune with their message, with their services, that's great, right? But even if it was mumbo jumbo, right, lorem ipsum or whatever, this still would have made sense, right? Because again, the whole atmosphere is something upscale, it's something, you know, high class. Moving on here, yet again, we have something that again may fool you. So this effect is obviously beautiful, right? This parallax effect. And again, you may say, okay, Chris, but again, I can't create something like that in Photoshop. That's not the point, actually. You can actually create something like that and obviously talk to a coder and tell him exactly what's what, because basically these are just 2 photos. Well, actually 3 photos, and basically they're intertwined. It's not all that difficult, right? But that's not what actually makes this website great, because again, I chose these in particular because of that thing, because they seem in a way, but actually there's something else that makes them interesting. Have a look here. Now, these guys, basically they're a design agency, right? And when you go through them, you can see their work. And their work is in impeccable condition. They show off their work. As you can see, this is as high definition as it gets. The font is really subdued. The pink really breaks, it really lifts off the entire design, lifts up the entire design. It's been a long day. I actually had a grueling leg workout, so I'm really happy that I'm still awake. So sorry for all the mistakes. Yet again, look right here. This much empty space is great, but look how it's, look at the hierarchy right here, right? We have something of a subtitle here. We have basically a headline here, a sub-headline here, and basically a call to action. I would say this is not precisely a call to action, but it is something that, you know, basically hits the nail on the head On the other side, right here, this is just empty space and that's it. This doesn't fulfill any specific purpose. This doesn't bring anything in particular to the design, right? So again, overall, I think these websites are special, not just because, again, they have these fancy videos and whatnot, but because they tell they tell a story from A to Z, right? From every single thing, every single design choice, every single element is something that tells a story. But now, let me switch gears to something that's a bit more familiar and a bit more down to earth. I'm pretty sure you'll be able to understand that. Let's say we're looking for the live chat system, right? So we have a website, we have a shop basically, and we want a live chat module, right? We want to be able to talk to our customers. Here's what people do most often than not. Let's fire up incognito and we're gonna search for live chat. That's it, right? So we're gonna do this just like that. And now I'm basically just gonna open up a few of these websites just at random, nothing in particular, right? And this is typical customer behavior. Maybe they're not gonna open as many or as fast as I do, but basically this is what clients are gonna do. So immediately we're gonna see Freshworks, right? This looks pretty good. We have some movement here. The font very light gray here, I would say. This is probably 666 or something like that. Cookies, okay. Some logos here, okay. Quite cold. The colors are quite cold. Okay, some animation here. Okay. Again, this part, again, loads of blue. Nothing all that special, right? But then we move here, and this website has a big impact, a much higher impact, you know, when you consider this part right here, which again doesn't have all that, it doesn't have a personality per se, it's just cold and corporate. This one right here does. This yellow really stands out, this red really stands out. The fact that this is underlined, right? So all these small little things raise it up above this one, right? So if you compare just these two, this is totally out. And again, this is how clients make their decisions. Now, obviously, if I actually did this a couple of months ago, because I actually needed a live chat system, and obviously you would go and look at the pricing, but immediately if I see an outdated design, I know that their service is not going to be all that great. Their software is not going to be all that great. So this is what a typical consumer does. He looks at various websites and he makes a quick decision. Now let's continue though. Have a look here. Now, do I really have to say anything regarding this one, right? So just, it's night and day. It's night and day. Even this one looks miles better than this one. This is so outdated. This is so 2005, right? The girl that's smiling. Basically, this is Ariel. It's free. It's and look here at the sub-hero region. It's so busy. It's so crowded. This red, my God. This green on blue. This is horrible. This part right here as well. It's not a good look. This is so text heavy. The icons are as vanilla as it gets. The testimonial session isn't all that great, but immediately, you know, just looking here, this is why so many clients say, hey, I want my top part above the fold, the hero area basically, in our language. This needs to pop, this needs to stand out. And why? Because I would not even scroll down for this website. I would not scroll down, I would immediately close it. Why? Because it sucks. There's nothing here. There's no pricing that's gonna convince me to use that one, you know, versus this other one, which is again miles ahead. Look at this animation right here, much sleeker, much newer. The font, the colors, everything. And again, you know, the underline, the yellow, which is nice and rich. This is a gold yellow. If I'm a designer, what I would do right now is I would screenshot it and I would steal this color code. 100% I would steal this color code. 100% I would steal this underline. Why? Because it looks beautiful. And it's not something that's patented, it's not copyrighted. So in the next design that you create on 99 Designs or whatever, do that. And again, the whole point of this lecture, of this podcast, is to realize how customers are actually using your website. Let's look at this one. Okay, this is pretty okay. I wouldn't say okay. Oh, this is actually nicer. Okay, and now we have a decision on our hands. Is this one better than this one? And this is where we start to scroll down. I would say that this is number 1 and this is number 2, but it's a close call. You could easily swap these out, right? But these two, 100% no. Now let's keep on going. Let's keep on looking at websites. This one from HubSpot, which is a huge company. Again, look at the colors. Look how muted they are, right? Again, just have a quick look at this red, right? Or this yellow. This is alive, whereas this one is muted. It's washed out. It's boring, right? And even though they have this part right here, I don't really care for that. The font looks basically, this is Roboto or whatever. There's nothing here. It's just a photo that doesn't speak to me. It doesn't keep me engaged. Way too much text here, way too much text here. Again, something, some graphics here, but nothing really that stands out. And again, this is a huge company, so all these 3 websites, they're in desperate need of a redesign. These 3 websites 100% need you. They don't need a coder. They don't need a fantastic coder. They don't need a designer and a coder. No, what they need to do is hire an experienced designer that's able to create something like this. And again, is this something that you're unable to create? Is this something that's impossible to do in Photoshop or Adobe XD or whatever? No, 100% you can make this. Even this part right here, you can make it without any question. If you follow 2 or 3 of my courses, I have absolutely no hesitation to say that you guys can create something like this. So the actual thing that you need to realize is why you have to design in a certain way. And again, the number 1 reason is because these websites have to be closed immediately, and they're going to be closed by 90% of users out there. This is why bounce rate is such an important thing. Bounce rate is when you open basically a link, you have a quick look at it, 2 seconds or whatever, and then you immediately close it. Now imagine the company is actually paying for the ad right here. You can see this is an ad right here, this is an ad right here, and imagine you have a 80 or 90% bounce rate. So you're basically just throwing money out the door, and every click can cost you $1, $5, $10, whatever, depending on the niche and whatnot. So again, this is why companies need you, and again, this is how you have to start off any project. You have to look at the competition, and you have to say, okay, who is my main competitor? Okay, this guy, and this guy. And then you have to outperform it. You have to outdesign it to outperform it. Let's keep on going. Here's another one. The logo is way too big. Basic, not all that interesting. This part right here with COVID makes no sense whatsoever. The menu is basic. The colors are nothing all that interesting. The hero area, again, look, this is human, this is approachable. This part right here that changes makes a whole lot of sense. It keeps you engaged, it keeps your attention going. The call to action is absolutely huge, and this pink really stands out. I can't say that I love the fact that this is not left aligned. I'm not really sure why that's not left aligned, but it really bothers me. But overall, again, this is miles better. Look at this button, sign up for the one-to-one demo. Again, I appreciate the fact that there is a glow effect on it, but again, square edges, the stroke is way too thick. It's not cool. And again, look at the sub-hero region. So again, no matter how much money you pour into ads, that business owner is gonna fail. It's, again, 90% of the business is gonna go to this website and this website. And again, if you really understand that this is how consumers act, that this is how consumers actually behave, and they quickly close as they scroll, they constantly do something like this. Obviously, maybe not at this speed, because again, I'm a power user, but I promise you, this is how customers actually behave. Let's have another look. Zendesk, which is again a huge company that's been around for ages and ages. And again, the hero area is not all that great. It's actually quite similar to the design I showed you at the beginning. You know, the colors are muted. This part right here, okay, this looks pretty good, but because we have a muted orange, a peach pink, or whatever you want to call it on the background, this actually doesn't stand out. Strike up a conversation. Sure, that's great copy. But overall, this doesn't look all that great. There's too much empty space in between these two lines, so they don't seem connected. It's actually very similar to this part right here. So because these two gaps are similar, this isn't a nice, a well-defined hierarchy basically. And again, there's too much empty space right here. So 1, 2, 3, these should be one unit. These should form one unit, but that's not the case. And look, the simple fact that that they don't show a hint, this seems empty. This seems, you know, it seems like something is missing, right? And again, why would you also include this part right here, which doesn't make any sense? The whole thing is to actually increase your number of users. These guys, much cleaner look. This guys, again, enter your email, enter your business email, and look at the stroke when you actually click it. Beautiful, right? 14-day trial, automation, whatever. Beautiful stuff, right? This part right here, yes and no, not a chance. So again, even this huge website that, you know, their budget for the website, I'm sure it's at a minimum $20,000 to $50,000 at the minimum, because Zendesk is again a huge company. It doesn't make a whole lot of sense. Just look at this animation here, at this photo actually, at this graphic, right? And again, have a look at this one. This is so beautiful, right? Even if it's not 100% the actual interface, right? This still makes me wanna use this this product. And then let's actually quickly go to pricing and see if there's something to be gained by looking at it. So try our enterprise plan free. Okay, for the free probably. Okay, basic. Yeah, again, you know, immediately I'm slapped. I mean, look, there's no comparison whatsoever between these two. This looks that much better. And again, I haven't even looked at the prices because I really don't care. This inspires trust. This has gained this has piqued my interest, and I'm very likely gonna use these guys. This one again, pretty nice, pretty nice. The yellow really stands out. So, you know, obviously they wanna nudge us into buying the most expensive plan, right? And they do a beautiful job by using this beautiful orange. I mean, really nice stuff. But overall, this is number one, hands down, number one. The clear call to action. The nice contrast here, because look, this blue again. If you're the designer, steal this blue and try your best to recreate this specific shadow. 100%, no question about it. Just steal it. Just hands down steal it. Because in your next design, if you apply that type of blue background and that specific type of shadow that's really soft, it's gonna be a winner. Now let's see what else. The price again, so nice and clean. The font, let's have a look at the font. It's Poppins actually, which is, you know, everywhere. I mean, you can get it from Google Fonts in 2 seconds, right? The check mark again, the distance between each part right here, the color of this specific chat, because it's not black. Let's have a look. Nope, this is a custom color code. So it's not 555 or whatever. Let's actually try it and see how it changes. I'm not sure actually this is 720p, so I don't think you're actually gonna be able to spot the difference. But yeah, this is beautiful. And you have this comparison table right here, which is again lovely. So again, overall, this is what you have to do, guys. This is what you have to do when you start a new project. So when you wanna, first of all, when you wanna go from 6 or a 7 to something like an 8 or a 9, the number one thing that you have to do is make sure that every design element speaks the same language, that each design element constructs a story that tells you something regarding whatever. This is playful, this is high-end, this is friendly, this is whatever, professional and cold. This is, every single website should have a specific feel, right? So the number one thing is not to get caught up on, you know, whatever parallax effects or whatever type of videos and whatever. Only use them if they make sense, because what you may want to do, let's say you know how to create these animations, right, in After Effects. If you create these types of animations for the lawyer's website, that wouldn't make any sense, right? Oh, if it's for a birthday clown, for the kids' party planning event, sure, again, that movement would make sense. It would feel nice and friendly, you know. But again, you have to make sure that it's in tune with the actual business, right? And again, this part right here, this sober look, because again, most people that are looking at this website are probably going to be 45 or older. And because of that, they really have to make sure everything is understated, you know. Because again, look, if I'm going to go for a business meeting, I'm not going to wear a polo shirt, right? I'm going to wear a crisp, clean, white shirt. Business, simple. Because again, if I'm going to meet someone for the business discussion, right, regarding something that's, you know, incredibly serious and important, I'm going to dress the part. If I'm going to go and meet a friend, sure, then a polo with short sleeves and whatever, sure, that's going to work. So that's something that's the first part of the stream. The second part of the stream is, again, think about the hero area. Think about your messaging. Think about the initial impact that your website is going to have. Because again, clients are not going to give you the benefit of the doubt. Clients are actually gonna open up multiple tabs just like that, and then they're gonna quickly look and see what's what. Come on, internet, come on. Okay, this is again incredibly dated. Look at this world map. I mean, this is 2005 100%. No. This is a blog. No. Pure chat. Again, this is outdated. This should not be left aligned. This should be centered aligned, actually. Okay, so yet again, no. Samsung, no. No. So it's exactly like that. That's how people actually use the internet, guys. So when you design something that looks like this right here, it's basically Zendesk. There's nothing wrong with it, but it's not great, right? Know your people. Australia's recognized pre-employment screening solutions. Okay, so you have a typo here. This isn't formatted correctly. Probably you wanted to use check marks or something like that. So, but overall, the idea here is there's nothing wrong with it, exactly like Zendesk and all the other ones, but it's not great. This is actually great, right? And you have the technical knowledge to actually create something like this. What you have to do is make sure you take notes. You see how these icons have a nice subtle shadow here that's a bit offset. You see how bold is used, and then another typeface, and then yet another one here. So all these things, look at how this white really stands out. So again, I would steal this particular shade of gray, and I would use it 100%. Look at these stars. Again, such a simple thing. These are way beautiful than what I've seen in the Review My Work channel. And it's not that hard to actually find beautiful stars. You just have to care enough to actually look for them, right? So this is what I wanted to share with you guys today. I hope this has been insightful. Again, I'm dead tired. I'm actually pushing like crazy at the gym. I've been working really hard to get back into shape, because again, I sacrificed a lot of my health and my fitness to create the Adobe XD course, which is obviously out. You should probably know that by now. So now what I'm doing is I'm focusing a bit on my fitness, probably for about 4 more weeks or something like that, and then I'm gonna get back into creating courses, especially for the Photoshop CC 2021, because it actually has loads of fantastic features, and I'm really excited for that. I'm gonna have to update my courses, all my courses, unfortunately, so there's gonna be a whole lot of time and effort, but yeah, I'm really excited. And there's one thing that I'd like to say regarding CC 2021. I think I'm actually allowed to say this. Yeah, basically, one of the most important things that people constantly ask me about is removing hair, removing basically a person's background, right? So you have a girl with nice flowing hair, right? The system is so much better now. So select and mask is so much better now. So it basically it's AI that looks at the photo, it analyzes it, and you're gonna get beautiful strands of hair and whatnot. It's not gonna be 100% perfect. It's not, you know, crazy magic, CSI type magic. Zoom in, enhance, and it all of a sudden it makes it, you know, impeccable each and every time. But from what I've seen in my tests, it's a big improvement. I would say it's probably a 30% improvement over the last version, over the existing version. So I'm really happy about that. I think you're gonna be excited about it because you don't have to be an expert regarding, you know, selections and whatnot to actually cut off people's hair. And you know, it's for these strands of hair right here, right? When you see the background, this is gonna do a much better job. You know, no artifacts, no crazy things, just nice individual strands. So I think you're really gonna like that. Let's see if there are any questions before we end. Nope, nothing really in particular. Guys, I hope you had a great day, a great weekend. Please go and steal some stuff, right? 100% make sure you steal some stuff from these places. And I'll see you Wednesday. And I'll do my best to come up with a design contest. So be sure to check the announcements. I'll do my best to come up with a contest tonight. So yeah, thank you so much. This is Chris signing out. Thank you guys for tuning in. Have a good one.